morning. Hi, this is Mrs. Jahn in the guidance department. I was asked to just kind of send out some information for our seniors. So I have a little cheat sheet of some notes that I just wanted to remind everybody about. First and foremost, as some of you may know, senior conferences started this week. So we will be meeting with seniors for the next 3 to 4 Wednesdays, going over everything that seniors need to know. These are going to be small groups where the kids will go together on a Google Meet, probably 7, 8, 9 kids in a group. Parents, don't worry, we're going to get some information for you as well, but these meetings are for students, and we're going to go over everything that they need to know and should be working on at this point in their high school career. So first and foremost, I wanted to tell kids, what should you do before your senior meeting? By the time this message reaches you, you may have had yours already, but there's still some things that you should do if you didn't do them, whether it's before or after your meeting. First of all, if you did your homework after last year's junior conference, you'll probably very well set up for this year's senior conference. But if you didn't, that's okay. First and foremost, you should have a working list of colleges. So most students apply about 8 or 10 colleges, some a little bit more, some a little bit less. In those 8 or 10 schools that you have that you're going to be applying to, you want to make sure you have a nice range of colleges. You want to make sure that you have what we call safety schools, meaning if all else fails, you're going to go to this school and you'll be happy and you'll start your academic career there. The next level is what we call target schools, and these are schools, they're looking for an 83 to an 88, you have an 85 average. They're looking for a 1200 on the SATs and you have a 1200 on the SATs. These are the schools that you fit the profile for. And you can find out the school's admission information and their profile on their home pages, and every school has different ones. And lastly, the final category are the reach schools. These are the schools that maybe you have an 85 average and they're looking for an 88 to a 93. But we know that you're awesome and you bring a lot to the table, and this is one of your dream schools, and you've spoken with your family and you don't want to miss the boat on this. You're going to throw your hat in the ring and hopefully it works out. So in those 8 or 10 schools, make sure you have safeties, targets, and reaches. I strongly encourage you guys to spend time on the College Board website, which we'll go over at your meeting. If you are unsure of schools, if you're not sure if you fit the profile for them, or if maybe you just didn't work on your junior stuff and you don't have your list ready to go. The College Board has a college search tool where you put in any criteria that is important to you. Maybe the cost of the school, maybe the location of the school. Maybe you want to make sure it has a certain sport or theater or club or community service aspect to it. You can put in all this different criteria, and the College Board search tool will spit out a list of all the colleges that meet your criteria. The next thing I want to make sure that students are doing is talking to their parents and families about paying for school. This is something that's a little bit sensitive and difficult sometimes, because my own daughter wants to go to a $70,000 a year college. I can't afford that. So it is a conversation that's important to have with your families. I do tell kids to shop a little bit with the blinders on right now, the little financial blinders on, because there is the opportunity for scholarships and loans. But we also don't want to ever put ourselves in a situation where we're walking out of college with huge amounts of debt. It may not be worth it for the career path that you're going on. So have that conversation. Find out what's best for your family. Talk to your parents or your guardians, your whole family. Maybe grandma has an account set up for you, or maybe you're going to take out some loans, but just get on the same page and have that information before you college shop and before you start submitting an application. Next on there, get organized. This is a big one. I think a lot of kids, they look at schools during their junior year and then they kind of walk into guidance in their senior year and say, okay, so how do I do all this? What do I do? And they're a little bit unorganized and they get overwhelmed as a result. So I tell students, take a binder, a notebook, a pad of paper, in the notes on your phone, whatever's easiest for you, and make a page for each college that you're applying to. Put down the due dates, the application due dates. There's early action, there's early decision, there's rolling admission, there's all different kinds of application deadlines. So you need to figure out with your counselor and your family which one you're going to apply to, and write down what that date is. Also on that page, write down what requirements are there. Some schools don't want any letters of recommendation. Some schools want 2. Some schools want a resume. Some want 2 essays instead of 1 essay. So be sure to get organized now. This is going to make your life so much easier as you start to submit applications. Next on there, definitely communicate with your counselor. too often students will come into my office and say, oh yeah, I applied to 7 schools 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, whoa, you didn't tell me, I didn't mail your application. So be sure that you communicate with your counselor. Every time you click submit on an application, communicate with your counselor. Whatever's best for you, either through your remind, through an email, or come down and tell us. But make sure we respond back to you so we know that we got your message. That way we're all on the same page and nothing gets missed, deadlines don't pass, we're not missing any documentation. Next on there, when you get your invitation to your senior conference, there will be a Google Sheet that we ask you to fill out beforehand. This tells your counselor where you're applying, your major, if you're an NCAA kid, all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you fill that out as soon as possible. Next on there, if you are not college bound, not everybody's meant to sit in a classroom. Some kids aren't going to college. That's okay. Definitely communicate that with your counselor as well. We can help you with military contacts. We can help you write resume writing if you're going out into the workforce. We have people in the community that can help you in terms of even just getting a job after you graduate. We want to prepare every single student to go out into this world after they graduate and leave ESM and have a solid path in life, whether that's college, military, career, trade schools, whatever it may be. Communicate with your counselor. We are here to help you guys. Finally, if you are registered for an upcoming SAT or ACT or even an SAT2, be sure to keep checking those testing websites. A lot of tests have been canceled, dates have been changed, some locations are hosting and some aren't. Honestly, every week I would be checking those websites. We are finding kids showing up at SAT sites that go, oh, I didn't know it was canceled. So make sure that you keep tabs on that stuff. The good news about the SATs and ACTs and the whole status of everything right now is that a lot of colleges are just waiving the SAT and ACT requirement. Sort of a good thing for some, so that's a nice thing. If you don't have a test, don't panic. Of course, you should register and try and get one, but a lot of schools are just waiving that requirement, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. If you do have a test on file that you're going to be using with your applications, you have to send it to the colleges. Guidance can't send that for you, so keep that in the back of your mind. And that's pretty much kind of it. Everything else we're going to go over at your senior meetings. Of course, if you need to talk to us one-on-one or you want to email us or phone call, whatever you need, we are here to help you guys. So that's it. I hope you guys have a great day.